So today on the program, we're here to introduce a new program here on the South Shore called Teens to Elders, an opportunity for local teens and for senior citizens to kind of get together and learn and grow from each other and maybe get some technical savvy advice along the way. Annie G. and Ty Nguyen are here with us to tell us a bit more about why they're starting this program and how it might be able to help you. So ladies, first, welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe, for having us.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Really interesting to learn about. You know, we've heard a lot about connecting the generations, right? Young people and older people kind of benefiting from each other. But we don't often hear about the benefits for young people from that connection and why that's so important. So I wanted to start with a little bit of background, if we could, for each of you before we talk about teens to elders.
Sure.
And Annie, maybe we can start with you and tell me first of all a little bit about yourself and your background and how it led to this program.
Yes, so I'm a exennial mother of Gen Z, preteen, and teenager. And I may be known in the community, the healthcare community, for about over 15 years. And currently I'm focusing on more the global mental health crisis that is escalating, particularly in our youth. I became involved when Ty here, who is our founder of Teens to Elders, brought this opportunity up, which I'm very passionate about, especially both of us having children in that generation. And also we have elders that at home, friends that we also care for.
Sure. How are you involved in the healthcare industry? Specifically?
Yes, so my background is in physician assistants and specialty and surgical specialties.
Oh, okay, all right. And are you still working in that field?
I'm currently focusing more on mental health.
On mental health issues, okay. Are you here in Quincy?
Yes, I'm local.
Okay, all right. And your children also?
Yes, they're also with me and go to school here in Quincy.
Okay, very good. And Ty, and a little bit about yourself.
So I have 3 children, of all teenage, and I've been a community nurse for over 12 years, focusing on VNA, and now I'm into more of the insurance role. I work at Fallon Health, and just trying to help seniors age comfortably, meeting their needs in the home. But while I do my work, I see a lot of elders just slowly dying. They're dying because of the social isolations and understanding that if they could have access to some sort of communicating route, or the ability to communicate with their loved one that's far away, or the ability to connect with other seniors that's within their building, then maybe that loneliness could be alleviated, because there are tons of clinical data that says social isolations and loneliness can lead to anxiety and depression then leads to the exacerbation of all their chronic issues. So we see them that's what I mean when I say they're just slowly dying in their home. Their mind are just wasting away. So we're hoping to, we see the benefit of connecting the teens, which they are just so tech savvy. I have to ask my daughter, I'm like, can you do this for me?
Well, they were born into it, right?
Yes,
Today's teenagers were born into it.
They are born into it.
Right.
And it's kind of funny because for them, the tech is creating more of a negative impact.
Really?
Yeah, so you're seeing that they are into, very self-indulged, this Instagram, this Facebooking, all of that is just them just kind of like being into themselves and communicating with their peers via electronic.
Yes.
It's no longer, hey, let's have a play date.
Right.
It's a different time now. However, tech can also have a good side, right? It's kind of like how we viewed money. Some money is bad and some money can be viewed as good.
It's a tool, right? It
is
depends
a
on how it's
tool.
used.
It
right?
is, exactly.
Yeah.
You said it perfectly. So this tool, we're envisioning this tool is going to have these very tech-savvy kids teach these elders very basic stuff.
Okay.
We're going to start with just some very basic stuff, and then create that bonding. Within this teens, the research says volunteering is going to create happiness. The actual act of volunteering, the person who's volunteering actually benefits much more than the actual person
Yeah,
receiving
I've heard that
it.
a lot.
Right?
Yeah, right.
So these teens are going to develop the compassion, the love, the happiness from just doing it.
Look outside themselves. Right?
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
When you say you're a community nurse, Ty, what does that mean? Where do you community nurse?
So I used to do VNA.
Oh, okay.
Right now I work for a health insurance specializing in low-income elders.
Okay.
We are a SCO product of Mass Health.
Okay. Here in Quincy or in Massachusetts?
It's in Mass.
In Massachusetts.
Yes.
Okay. Do you live here in Quincy?
I was raised primarily in Quincy.
Oh, okay.
We did move out of it about 4 years.
Okay.
So we are in Canton right now.
All right. So still local.
Yes, still local.
So how did you and Andy connect? How did this relationship come? Yeah.
Yeah, I think through our children. I think.
Oh, is that
mainly.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're about the same age. Yeah.
There's a large Asian population, right,
no, sure,
in Quincy.
30%, yeah.
But then it's like you know somebody,
I see.
right?
Okay.
So
So young people already brought older people together through you two, right?
yeah.
So where did the idea for Teens to Elders come from? When did that come to fruition? And where did the idea come from?
It's just a thought that I had. You know, I like being in the field.
Yeah.
I know of the need.
Okay.
So when I start to go into my rabbit hole of thinking, I start to do a lot of digging in the research, and that's when I know there's so many researchers that state technology can have a huge impact on the aging population. So just being able to know how to use their phone, play with an app, that itself is stimulating your brain. So your brain is, if we look at it as like kind of like a muscle, right?
Yeah.
It's a lose it or use it. You don't use it, you're going to lose it.
Yes. Yeah.
And what I found is so as my primary job, we come into a lot of situations where we can put in a lot of hours to help these aging seniors. But what happened is when their mind starts to go, they become very resistant to the help.
Must be scary.
It
Must be
is
very
for
frightening
them.
for them. Yeah.
It
yeah.
is. It is. So it's very sad. So we just want to hope that we can mediate it before it gets to that point.
Okay.
Yeah. So then it just came about.
It just developed from there. When did this all start?
This year.
This
Yeah,
year?
this year.
So,
This
this, so
year,
this
we
is
are.
brandy new.
Yeah,
Yes.
baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a formal, nonprofit organization? You are?
Well,
You're
not,
getting there.
Not we're getting there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We are doing it as a volunteering
Yep.
community effort,
Yep.
and then we are actually embedding our children into these roles. So we want our own kids to really take on the leadership role,
I see.
and then
Co-founders.
develop and work with them to really develop so that we can then say, hey, let's now petition this to be a nonprofit status.
Yes,
Because
okay.
we want our teens to learn the development of a program,
Yeah.
to learn working with each other.
Mm-hmm,
So once we can confirm, because it's like a group of 6 kids. They're very excited about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so they're going to collaborate. They're going to learn the roles. They're going to learn the timeline, and they're going to edit some of the things. We have the basic foundation with them. We're working side by side with them, and then they're going to launch it and tweak it to to what they feel is appropriate, and that's when we're going to launch it to
Really?
the
So
to
you're
a
really giving them a
nonprofit.
lot of independence with
Yes.
this mission.
I
yeah.
think at this age, they're gaining a sense of independence, and again, once again, gaining a sense of self. I think, and giving them this opportunity is going to be huge because one, they learn how the real world works,
Well, right,
and how organization runs.
Yeah. Right. You're
With
not-
our guidance, certainly.
Yeah, you're not only educating them about giving back, right?
Right,
And helping
right.
older folks, but maybe how to,
Right.
I mean, eventually get some business savvy, you know, and
Yes,
really have some
yes.
organizational skills and,
Yes.
and take the organization and run with it. So it's very grassroots. It's literally
It is.
grassroots
It
right
is.
now. Yeah.
There is a quote by a positive psychologist. It's evidence-based that says, for one act of thoughtful gratitude, there is a 10% increase in happiness and approximately 35% decrease in depressive symptoms.
Wow.
Big numbers, yeah. So we're hoping that they come out with this with a better mindset
Yes.
and a stronger mindset.
Yeah, we were talking before we started recording this morning about the rates of depression in young people. Staggering statistics.
Staggering, yeah. 1 out of 5 youth can develop a mental health disorder in their lifetime. That's about 20%.
Yes.
That's a big number. And that may be even more so with the pandemic.
Oh, sure,
With
yeah.
isolation, loneliness, persistent thoughts within their heads. And, there's a lot to be done.
Yeah,
And
well-
I'm hoping that we are gonna run this through and hopefully.
Well, for these 6 kids
grasp-
at least, right? So it's a start.
yeah, it's a good start, and I hope it blossoms into other communities as well.
Yeah. So, who are these 6 teenagers? Don't name them certainly, but
yes.
but where did you?
Oh, we have more volunteers than that.
Oh, you do?
We have right now at a total of almost 20.
Oh, you do. Oh, okay. How did you get them? How did you recruit them? How is that outreach happening?
It's
It's
just
a collective
mom to
effort.
mom.
Mom to
Yeah,
mom.
mom to
The
mom.
power of mothers, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And using social media, probably.
Social media,
Yeah.
our community has been great. We
Yeah.
have great sponsors and donors, so
Okay.
we're super grateful for their support.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what are you looking
it's-
for right now?
So it's, we are trying to encourage participation in the age where it's known where they are rebellious. They're trying to push back, right?
Yeah.
You tell them yes, they'll tell you no.
Which is normal for a
Right?
teenager, right?
So
Yeah.
if we're gonna say, hey, let's do this program,
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, what?
Right.
Right.
There's gotta be some incentive.
Through just our networking and outreach to our certain sponsors, we're able to offer them, hey, if you participate, you're gonna have this fun trip with your kids. I mean, like with your teens or your group. And for the parents, we're actually using the funds that we've raised to order them gratitude journals. So it's just a way for us to encourage the teens to participate, because once they are in it, then they're gonna be like, oh, I see now. I actually had my kids sat down and one of the video was why our elders pee so much, and it's because of just the loss of the function in their bladder.
Okay.
So my kids then were like, oh, this is why they pee. Now I get it. So it was like that aha moment,
Yeah.
right? So they will start to appreciate this program more when they're actually going through the process.
So there is a training that's going to happen.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
let's go ahead, Andy. Talk about the next steps.
The rundown for the training, which is mandatory
Okay.
for the teens, is typically we start with a meditative exercise, kind of collect our thoughts, and then Ty is going to speak about loneliness and issues with the elder population, and then I think we break for lunch, and then we'll come back and I'll speak along the lines of teenage, youth mental health
Okay.
concerns. I myself was recently certified as a youth mental health aide, thanks to the Boston Chinatown Neighborhood Center.
Oh, very good.
So yeah, it's a new passion of mine, and
Really?
I really feel the need for it. Yeah.
As you say, coming out of the pandemic, right? I mean, actually, this
Yes.
year's graduating class started their high school career virtually. You know,
Right,
they were
right.
they were in 2020,
2020, yeah.
entering high school over their computers
4
and
years,
laptops. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see the impact, I guess, down the road, right? Years
Yes.
from now, right?
Yeah, I think there's going to be more research out on how the pandemic has impacted the youth mental health during during and after the pandemic.
Right. So where are the trainings? How long do the trainings take place?
So we are scheduled right now for July 2nd. We wanted to do it where the parents are going to be there, so we're having it between 6 to 8. And it's at the Perkins in Dorchester.
Oh, okay.
And then if the viewers can go and check out our website, then they would see that we'll post up the dates for the actual sessions with the elders.
Okay. teens2elders.org.
Yes.
Okay. And that's the number 2.
Yes, number 2.
And it,
Plug it in.
just one training session, right?
One
now?
training session,
Okay.
and then 7 weekly sessions
Oh.
over the course of maybe 2 hours or so for each session.
Okay.
For the seniors.
For the seniors. Teens working with the seniors.
Working with them, yeah. Where does that collaboration take place? Where will that be happening?
So we are working with Quincy Housing Authorities
yeah.
and the Boston Housing Authorities. We have secured 4 places already out of the 7.
Oh, okay.
We're just looking to finalize the other ones because the time that we're having it, most of these buildings, it's right at their lunch or they have activities already.
Don't interrupt lunch.
Don't interrupt. Although
Yes.
meals are being catered by the generosity of Gathered Health.
That's awful nice.
Yes,
Okay.
so the elders will be fed, and so won't the teens.
Okay.
Nothing like a lunch and learn,
Well, it's true,
right?
yeah.
Brain power.
Yeah.
True, very true.
So we're just waiting for the last couple of confirmed sites, and it's just a little glitch.
Oh, all right. I'm sure you'll get that ironed out,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Going along.
Everybody that we've approached our concept with
Yeah.
have been incredibly supportive.
That's
They
great.
see the need in the community. There has been tech programs already developed for teaching the elders, like the Kennedy Center. They do have a version like this, but from our angle, we are very ambitious, right?
Yes.
We're trying
Yes.
to connect
Throwing
the
all this.
elders and the teens.
Well, right. That's
Yeah.
the difference.
Mhm,
Yeah.
That is our difference.
Exactly, yeah.
So ambitious, but
Yes.
doable. Every ambitious thing is doable, right?
How will the seniors connect with the teens? How will they find out about this program, basically, and sign up for it?
So the it's going to be at their home.
Okay.
So the outreach. So each building has an outreach coordinator.
Okay.
We work with them so that they will put sign up sheets.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then. We might have
People
one
who are-
seniors,
Well,
we
right.
may have 30, but in my book, if you can save one human, that's enough for me.
Yeah. Is it one-on-one, Ty? What, one teen to one senior?
It just kind of depends how many
Yeah.
shows
All right.
up.
Yeah, no, I'm asking a lot of questions. I know because this is brand new, right? This has
Right,
not been done
right.
before, yeah. So you probably don't know either.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, with the summertime, we give some flexibility because there are vacations
Right,
and,
yeah.
it's the kids' vacation. So there's flexibility where they attend a minimum of 3
Okay.
out of 7 sessions, excluding the mandatory session. Of course, if you attend all of them, that would be ideal.
Certainly,
But
yeah.
I understand that is some mental health time too for the summer.
Sure, absolutely. That's important too, right?
Yes,
Yeah, a little downtime for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, and there's no cost, right, for the teens or the seniors for doing
No.
this. Yeah, that's
No.
astounding. To be
Yeah.
able to offer
It's,
that. Yeah.
it's because of our
Our
sponsors.
sponsors,
yeah. Right,
It's something so new, they themselves have to be like, right? But they're willing to give because within their profession, they
They see
see it. They see the issues.
Right.
So
Well, you mentioned Gather Health. I mean, they're primarily geared to 65 and older, so they see it on a daily basis, right?
yes.
And you have both seen it in the younger generation,
Right.
probably in your own children and their
Right.
friends as well. Yeah. So seeing the need and connecting those two.
Definitely.
How long do you kind of envision teens to elders going? I mean, obviously you'd like it to
Yeah.
continue, right?
Hopefully indefinitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our goal is the summertime sessions will be more focused on the middle school, 6th grade through high schools where we have it, but mostly it's the 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, and 9th graders. And then if it becomes successful, we can prove it to be successful, then the fall and the spring would be where we're going to recruit high schoolers who have to do these volunteers hours anyway.
That's true.
That's part of their, their
Yes, 30 hours in
graduation.
Quincy, actually, to graduate.
Yeah.
Volunteer service.
It's because the research is there.
Yeah.
The research is there is showing us the huge benefit of volunteering. Like I told you before, the volunteer receives more benefit from the ones actually receiving. So the school system recognizes it. Yeah.
So, going forward, what's the next step for Teens to Elders?
We are
Yeah,
getting ready for the training.
Yeah,
Okay.
we are really throwing everything at this.
Is it who's doing the training?
Both of us.
You're both doing it.
Both
Okay.
of us.
All right.
One of the other parent, he is an engineer, so
Yes.
he is in the technology realm.
Yeah.
So he will be focusing on teaching the elders about online security, online
Oh,
safety,
very
because
good.
that's a huge, there's
Indeed
a
it
huge
is, yes.
scam.
Yeah.
So he's going to touch base with that, and then he's also going to touch base on online safety for kids.
Good. Yeah.
So those are the little training moments.
Yeah. But when you say the training, you're training the teens, right? You're
Yes.
training the teens
Yes.
to interact with the elders. So
Yes.
a little bit of, as you mentioned, incontinence. So,
Yes.
so some medical training as well.
Yep, we're
Yeah.
gonna. We believe, again, you can't have compassion and empathy for anybody or anything if you can't understand the pain that they're going through. As an aging adult, they have decrease in eyesight, decrease in hearing, the pains from the arthritis, the loss of the muscle, the changes in them. Most kids our age, they don't know.
Certainly.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Right.
So when grandparents is like peeing up a storm, it's like, why? They're viewing it as an
Right.
annoyance.
Sure.
But it's a lot of this, they can take it back to their home, right? And they're going to be able to look at their grandparents a different way. Our culture has a huge gap between this two generations. However, other developed countries, the gap are closer. They're much closer. And the happiness brewed between them is incredible. So, it's why? Why is it such a huge gap? So that's
Part of the goal of Teens to Elders, bridge that gap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the truth.
Yeah.
In terms of the gap, generational gap, and studies have shown that cognitive function for these elders are much improved with this generation, younger generation. But I think with our program, we hope to gain a better sense of community, gratitude, and compassion. And I think in this culture, it's not so much practice as much as other cultures. But we're hoping that will bring the community together, because I think in the long run for elders, it really prolongs their longevity as well. You see that in the blue zones over, if you ever watched the Netflix series, Blue Zones, they
Love
have these countries, Okinawa is one of the islands off of Japan. They have the highest rate of people that are greater than 100 years old.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's amazing. And they have a good grasp of what it takes to get to that point in life, from diet to exercise. But also they have a very good sense of community. They do not have a word for retirement actually in that culture.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really fascinating.
So this is really much more than young people teaching older folks how to send an email or how to download an app or how to take a photo on their
Yeah.
smartphone. This is much more than that. This
much
Yeah.
more.
I mean, there is that, right? There
We
is,
have a big vision, yes.
yeah, that's part of it.
Yes.
But it's much bigger than that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's saying to increase the cognitive function is just using it, and then also learning new things.
Yeah.
when the elders are exposed to learning new, and it has to be new, something sort of challenging,
Yeah.
you can actually recreate that synapse in the brain. So your cognition is improved. You know, you don't have to be like this dying elder. You know, and if you're at that if you're at that stage, there's still hope. You know, don't give up yet. So, but it's about that challenging yourself.
You're going to have to teach teens how to be patient because there's going to be a lot of frustration when it's coming to dealing with electronics.
We are making it first very basic.
Yes, yeah.
So the timeline that we've strategized is initially it's them. I have this little this exercise where, you know, one of the thing is to connection. So we're going to start them off with, you know, getting to know each other.
It's a great idea,
right?
Yeah.
Like, what do you like? Do you have friends? Do you have family? Getting them to talk to each other. And
so really
then
develop a relationship.
Yes.
develop that relationship.
Yep.
It's huge.
It's huge.
And then we're gonna do like exercise, a glimpse of moments of little exercise with the elders to help them with their balance. So, and then afterwards we're gonna then put in the technology component.
Okay, all right.
So it's like embedded in there,
Yeah.
but it's just so much more.
Yeah, so you've really thought this through, it sounds like. You really have.
My ADD is a little crazy.
Stay up nights, Ty, writing these down. I'm sure. Yes. So do you need, you need more teens to volunteer?
Yes.
You do? Okay.
We do encourage
Yep.
teens, 6th grade up to high schoolish to come join us this summer.
Okay.
It's going to be fun. You got to learn a lot. You got to learn patience
Yes.
and compassion. So we do strongly encourage you to come out and have fun with us. And Ty has a huge lineup of how to actually put yourself in the body of an elder.
Yes.
And how their senses tend to, decline over time, because one day all of us are going to be at
Hopefully,
that point,
if we make it that long, right? Yeah, exactly.
Modern medicine will make you that long. It's the quality.
Right.
It's the quality that you want to live, right? I want to live till I'm as old as possible, but I want to be a functioning 100-year-old person.
Right.
I want to walk, I want to talk, and I want to be there.
Yeah.
If I'm not at that moment, my family knows you better pull that plug. Let me go.
Don't tell your kids that.
Oh no, I do. I make them know. Like I said, at one of the community roles that I did, I was in hospice. I was a hospice
So
nurse.
you saw end-of-life issues.
I saw death. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's important at your end, you want to be high functioning, but your high functioning means that you have to take care of yourself. You have to do the necessary things to get you there.
So have you reached out to the schools, actually, to
we have
develop this
the
program?
public schools, some of the public and private schools locally.
Yes.
And they're supportive. They're running our flyer, our program through their notification emails.
Very good. Well, hopefully we've helped get the word out for you here a little bit as well. Anything else either one of you'd like to add?
No, we really thank you for your time, Joe. Thank you for having us at Quincy Access TV, John, and our sponsors, our donors. We're really appreciative of this whole community, because it takes a whole community to make an impact, right?
It sounds like it, yeah. Do you need more donors?
We would love to have more donors. Could we just read the names of some of the donors?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So we want to sincerely thank Gather Health, Claire Senior Care, Amazing Ambience ADHD, American Healthcare AFC, Bravo Pharmacy, Isa Health Solution, US Phil Dental, and Dr. Eden Gian.
Very nice. Very good.
Yes.
Thank you to them. Teenstoelders.org website. Phone number is 617-842-0110.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Ladies, thank you so much. Please come back, give us an update, let us know how it's going.
Most definitely.
Oh my gosh.
And good
We'll
luck.
be knocking at your door. All right, we piloted the program now.
And good luck
Yeah.
with your program. It's an ambitious goal, and it's a
Yes.
worthwhile project. So I hope it works out for you.
Thank you, Joe.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for watching us here at AEM Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. We'll see you next time.